Of KitchenAid, and we're going to spend the hour talking about this smaller but mighty stand mixer. It's called the Mini, and it's a big deal. Big deals happen at QVC on a regular basis, and when you see them, you want to take advantage of them before they expire. Already 450 of these have been ordered. One of our colors has sold out. Oh. The aqua sky, I think, is gone, yes.
Okay.
All right, so we only have 4 colors remaining. Now, the hands you see on screen are connected to one Tina Varelli. She is our brand ambassador, our cheerleader when it comes to all things KitchenAid, and she's also the Pillsbury National Recipe Champion from 2012. Wow. All right, we're talking about Contour Silver. We're talking about Empire Red, Matte Black, and follow me down here for the white. But only 140 remain in the white. Now, these have the glass bowl, and while this is the Mini, and it has special accessories that come along with the Mini.
It does.
This is mighty.
It is mighty, and it is my everyday mixer in my kitchen. You still get that same KitchenAid quality that we've known and loved for over 100 years. Metal construction assembled at our factory in Greenville, Ohio. So this is the mixer that I use every day, whether it's just me or me and my husband, or I have a whole crowd and the kids are home.
Or your daughters are home, right?
Exactly, because it can make all your standard one batch recipes perfectly. Here I'm mixing cookie dough to make 5 dozen chocolate chip cookies. You can see that giant stack of cookies there behind us. And we're going to show you some.
I'll bring them up here so you can see them.
There you go.
I'll try not to spill them.
Look at
It
that.
makes this many cookies. One batch.
In one batch. That's amazing.
That's 5 dozen?
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Exactly.
And it's heavy too. I better put it down before I drop it. All right, or before they slide off. This is perfect for springtime because you know what? We're about a week away from the official start of spring.
Right.
I don't know about you, but I was ready for spring yesterday.
I agree. So, David, one of the things that concerned me when I first used a Mini, I'm like, oh my gosh, the bowl is smaller. Are things going to fly out of it? Absolutely not. The KitchenAid engineers thought of everything. They gave us a stir speed, which starts very low speed, and they gave us a soft start. So 2 ways that you're going to keep those ingredients in the bowl perfectly, but all the power, David. This has the same amount of power as our classic tilt head stand mixer.
It also has the same power hub on it as all KitchenAid mixers. The only thing that does not fit on here would be the ice cream bowl.
Right.
Because it needs to be on a physically larger machine, right?
It does. So all the hub attachments go right in the power hub here that hasn't changed in 100 years.
Wow.
So we love that. Here I'm using that flex edge beater, and you can see how it is going around, scraping all the way down to the bottom of the bowl to get all that butter and flour mixed in. So that is cookies, 5 dozen in a single batch.
In a single batch.
So let's talk about some things that you're allowed to mix for a longer period of time.
Right.
So in your pantry, you may have a jar of honey that has gone to crystal, and it's crystallized, and it doesn't come out of the jar very easily, and you're like, what do I do with this? It's not pleasant to eat because it's all crunchy and crystallized. A lot of people throw this away. Honey is not cheap. I want you to take that honey, put it in your KitchenAid stand mixer. We're gonna add a little bit of vanilla. We're going to add a little bit of cinnamon, and you could certainly play around with your seasonings. And we're going to utilize the power of your KitchenAid stand mixer and your wire whip. Once I get that honey mixed in, I'm going to fire this up to a higher speed. At home, I let this whip for 20 minutes.
Wow.
It breaks down all those crystals. It incorporates air, and you get this lovely, fluffy honey condiment that I'm gonna have for Easter, drizzled on ham, like a ham biscuit. I'm really excited for that.
If you have just hot butter biscuit, add some of that honey to it.
Yeah.
So good. We many times growing up would take room temperature softened butter,
Okay.
a hot biscuit, and whipped honey.
Oh.
and eat it all. I would just dip my biscuit into it. I put it on the plate together, mix it up with a fork.
Right.
And then I dip my hot biscuit in it.
So Chef Meg, who was helping set up here, she said when she takes the honey out of the bowl, she puts in a pound of butter, mixes the butter with the stand mixer with the residual honey, and that's what she created for us down there.
She made a compound butter.
She did, like a whipped honey, butter.
You can have that with hush puppies.
Yeah.
You can have that with biscuit. Oh my word. My dad's mother, my Mimi, used to make a pan of hot biscuit for me every time I visited. And when they came out with the kind where you peel the paper off and lump it on the countertop, yeah, she loved that because that was fast. And then when they came out with the like homemade biscuits, but frozen in a bag, loves those. Love those
I
a
love
lot.
that. So in Philadelphia, there's a treat that we call Irish potatoes. So that's what these are. They're little candies that are cream cheese and butter on the inside and coconut, and then you roll them in cinnamon. So it kind of looks like a potato. My girls love these in the springtime, and they're super fun and easy to make with your KitchenAid stand mixer. That flex edge beater is the perfect tool for smoothing out the lumps in cream cheese for any of your recipes. So to your butter and your cream cheese, we're gonna add powdered sugar. I'm gonna go with about half of that to start. Remember, we have that soft start.
So it doesn't poof on you.
And we have that stir speed. We're gonna mix that in, and then we're gonna add in some coconut. Oh, let me show you this great feature that I love. So when you lift the head back, you can lock it in the upright position. This is the only stand mixer that has that feature.
But the other ones don't, even the bigger ones.
Exactly, really, really great. Let's get all that coconut in there, and then we're gonna set this to mix. And this is a great activity for getting the kids involved, getting the grandkids involved, because it makes a whole bunch of those fun little potatoes. And then they can get their hands dirty, rolling them in the cinnamon.
It also scrapes the bowl as it mixes with that flex edge beater.
Do you see how it is mixing that in perfectly all the way down to the bowl? I did not even have to stop and scrape. And that's a big, tough mixture in there. Let's add in the rest of our sugar. And I love that stir speed. I love that soft start whenever I'm using powdered sugar, like making your buttercream frostings. It's really, really great how it keeps everything in the bowl.
Well, it's important because so many times we are making things where we're adding dry powders like flour or sugar
Exactly.
to wet ingredients.
Right.
I remember one time someone sent me on social media, they sent me a picture of my grandmother and she was covered in flour, and the caption said, uh-oh, Granny didn't listen to David. I was like, be careful, start on a slow speed. Now they have soft start.
They do, right? Which gives you that extra protection. Look at that beautiful texture. Everything mixed in there perfectly, and you're ready to go. Quick and easy activity.
I might taste this just to make sure it's okay.
Oh, yeah.
It's safe.
So, David, something I've really gotten into lately is sourdough bread baking. And it's really was something I was intimidated to make in the beginning, because I watched all these social media videos, and it looked very labor intensive, very hands-on, where they're doing these stretch and folds all day long. I discovered a way that I can use my stand mixer to have a really great result with less time and effort, to the point where now I make sourdough several times a week because it's so easy with a stand mixer.
Sandwich bread, toast, or you just have a hankering for some fresh bread and butter, right?
So the ear is what this is called there in sourdough, that crispy, crusty outside, and look at that tender, fluffy inside. That is perfect. I love it toasted with some butter slathered on it and some drizzle of whipped honey or honey butter. It's just perfect.
Maybe some of Chef Meg's honey butter.
Exactly. So in here, we have our water and our starter. We're gonna add our salt, and we're gonna add our flour. That's really all sourdough bread is. So you're just going to get it mixing. I start with my flex edge beater just to get the ingredients incorporated until it forms like a shaggy mixture.
Right.
That means it's not all smooth. It can be kind of craggly, just like that. Tilt the head back. We're going to lock that head again in the upright position because that makes it really easy for me to scrape off the beater. That is a wonderful feature, David, that everybody loves. Take the beater off, and now we're going to put on the dough hook. So this is the coated dough hook. It's a metal beater that's coated so it sheds the food and it makes it dishwasher safe. You have your keyhole design at the bottom, and that slips right over top of the shaft here. Easier if you're not working it from upside down and behind.
And backwards. So.
All right, and we're gonna put that on speed 2. Whenever you use your dough hook, you want to mix on speed 2, but you can mix for as long as you need to. You can knead for as long as you need to.
For as long as you need to.
Right.
You can knead, K-N-E-A-D, as much as you N-E-E-D, need.
That's right. So 12 minutes, I knead my sourdough. I can walk away and go do something else. Remember, this is metal construction, really stable on
and
your
gear
countertop.
driven, yes?
It is, yeah.
Yeah, so I mean, this is, the fact that it's free ship is amazing because this is all metal. Even though it's smaller, it's still heavier because of that glass bowl, right?
It is.
And the glass bowl is 3.5 quart capacity. So you have a handle, you have a pour spout, here's my handle, here is my spout. And you also have measurement designations on the printed on the side of the bowl.
You do. Why don't we go show the sizes, David, and I'll give a little tour of everything it comes with, then we'll come back and check the honey.
Now, this is the mini. This is the tilt head artisan stand mixer.
Exactly.
And this is the bowl lift.
Right.
Now, we offer all 3 kinds on QVC, and
We
our
do.
customers, our foodies, have all different sizes.
Yes.
But it's important to know if you're after the mini, because maybe you need the smaller footprint. Remember, while it's smaller in size, it's still very mighty in power.
That's right. So smaller, lighter, but the same power as our classic tilt head stand mixer. So again, you're going to get the 3 beater accessories. You're going to have your dough hook, your wire whip that we're whipping the honey with, your flex edge beater that has that flexible scraper on one side that scrapes down to the bottom of the bowl. And you're going to get that glass bowl. This is microwave safe. That's unique.
And freezer safe.
And freezer safe, and of course refrigerator safe. It has measurements on both sides of the bowl, a pour spout, and a handle that's really, really easy to use. Remember, you can lock this in the upright position. So when you're going to scrape off the beater, you don't have to hold on with 2 hands. And that control is right here on the side. So you have your locking mechanism to lock and unlock. And then on the other side is where you have your speed lever. So you can see we go from stir speed all the way up to speed 10. So really, the speeds for anything that you need, and it couldn't be easier to use. It's not complicated. You're just moving a lever. Anyone
And that
can do
power
that.
hub will support all the attachments. The only one that is not designed for the mini is the ice cream attachment.
Right, because this bowl plate at the bottom is a different size.
Right.
So all of your power hub attachments are going to be compatible with this. It has enough power to power all of them, and there's over 10 now.
Now, KitchenAid was started in 1919.
Yeah.
How did they get their name?
So a prototype was sent home with an executive, and his wife tried it out. She thought it was the best thing ever. She said, "That's the best aid in the kitchen I've ever had." And the name was born.
And the name was born, KitchenAid. It is also important to know that the KitchenAid is celebrating, at this point, what is it, 105 years? 106. 106 years.
Right?
We are I remember when it was 99.
Yeah.
And we were about to hit 100.
I know.
And I remember when we hit the 100th anniversary
Right.
and how special that was. And you know what other brand is turning 100 this year?
What's that?
Le Creuset.
Oh, go, well, what good partners to bake all your wonderful baked goods in.
Once you've mixed them, you need to bake them, right?
That's right.
Uh-huh. And we have some special things coming next month for the 100th anniversary.
Oh,